this last weekend, I went away to a cabin by a creek up in upstate New York. I'm not going to say where. It had, the idea was to go away and get away from everything and disconnect, which I did. I got no phone calls. I disconnected the data from my phone so I wouldn't get emails. I'd only get calls, but even then it was sort of sketchy. But for all of you who have got Android phones, Google slipped this new thing in that just sort of on top of everything else on your phone, it just Googleizes it into a little kind of tab thing which says how far you are from your work, and it gives you like little other indicators and stuff. When it does that, it also turns on your geolocation on your Android device, and there's absolutely no way to turn it off. So Google have taken your phone over sort of with an application that you can't turn off, and that is A, tracking your whereabouts, and B, sort of positioning themselves to be the master of all content services to you by sort of placing this on top of your whole skin of everything else on your Android phone. So like I said, I went to this cabin, and so this has been annoying me for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, because it just started like 4 or 5 weeks ago, and it seems that every 6 o'clock something happens, and it's a funky swipe you do with your thumb on the top screen. It's sort of hard to distinguish what it is, but this Google thing comes up, which sort of has got these tabs and these maps and shows you how far you are to work and all that kind of stuff, like I said. And so I was at this cabin trying to get away from everything, and this Google thing really hasn't done anything to me. It just sort of comes up every once in a while and tells me where I am and how far I am from home, or how far I have to go to get to work. And like I said, we were trying to get disconnected. I was disconnected, and it was Friday, and then it became Saturday, and in this cabin by the creek, and all of a sudden my phone did a funky thing, and up came from Google a movie recommendation that my partner and I should see at a movie house less than half a mile from where we were in what I'll call, nowhere in New York. And it amazed me that this device recommended a movie. It was called The Grand Budapest, which is like a fantastic movie with all these great actors. That it was a movie recommendation that for a movie that both of us liked. And I thought about that, I was out in the middle of, Bumsville in the world, and it got me with a recommendation on something that appealed to me and was very precise, and that we went to the movie. We had nothing else to do on Saturday night because we were in the middle of the woods, so we drove to this little town and went to the movie, and it was a perfect movie. So they have, imagine all the power behind Google to assimilate all the data to be able to recommend us a movie in the middle of nowhere that met precisely both our tastes. Now, what does that do to our relationship? Because usually if you're going to go to a movie, you go, let's go to a movie, and then one of you will look it up, right? And you'll go through the thing, and you'll kind of do a favor, and you'll negotiate, and you'll pick. So that's eliminated now. Now there's this third entity which does that for you. So the engagement with your, analog partner has now been replaced with this recommendation from your digital provider. And I was just thinking about that, and I was mentioning it to someone on the phone this morning, and they were saying, it's going to be the Android revolution, all the Androids, it's all going to kind of take us all over. And so I just thought I'd share that with you guys as a very interesting experience on the power of technology. The NSA can do that, but they're not as adept at it as Google, obviously. But it just sort of stunned me that happened this weekend. So I thought I'd share that with you. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just the power of technology is quickly replacing certain interpersonal negotiations that you take for granted. So try to hold on to them, because choosing a movie soon won't be part of your lexicon.